And welcome to Hannity's America. Thank you for being with us. I'm Sean Hannity. Now, for a long time now, we have been exposing the hypocrisy of Learjet liberals and their high-flying, global warming alarmists, you know, the ones who preach to the rest of us about conservation, but they crisscross the country in private jets whenever they want. Well, those liberals, they usually deny or make excuses for their behavior. But tonight, in a Hannity's America exclusive, we're going to let you judge for yourself.
Is it possible that we should prepare against other threats besides terrorists? Maybe we should be concerned about other problems as well.
We've played you that clip before, and you've heard the rhetoric from Al Gore and Learjet liberals. They say global warming is a planetary emergency, and if we don't act now, the entire Earth could be in peril. We have documented the vanquished vice president's hypocrisy on this issue before. This is the Al Gore that he wants you to see, dutifully flying commercial while touring the world on an altruistic crusade to save humanity from itself. He lectures the world about acting responsibly, but does he lead by example? Tonight, judge for yourself. The video you are about to see is a Hannity's America exclusive, shot just 2 weeks ago at the San Francisco airport. Now, that is a G-2B aircraft, one of the most fuel-inefficient private jets on the market today. And that is the former vice president getting off that plane into a town car, by the way, not a hybrid. Now, he tells us that the Earth is in peril. He wants us to bicycle to work. But there he is, flying in style, putting more carbon emissions in the atmosphere than most people will emit in an entire month or even a year. Now, how's that for a carbon footprint? Meanwhile, Gore and his Hollywood alarmist friends try to scare us into planting a tree or buying carbon credits. Sheryl Crow says we should use only 1 square of toilet paper, and her pal Lori David, who is also one of Gore's producers, says that the recent flooding in the Midwest is to blame on man-made global warming. Now, earlier this summer, Gore sponsored a series of worldwide concerts called Live Earth. You remember, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. accused people who don't buy the global warming hysteria of treason.
So I'm going to tell you this, that the next time you see John Stossel or Glenn Beck or Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity, these flat earthers, these corporate toadies lying to you, lying to the American public, and telling you that global warming doesn't exist. You send an email to their advertisers and tell them you're not going to buy their products anymore.
But the concerts were only part of it. This is the Global Warming Survival Handbook, published officially in conjunction with Gore's concerts. This is what Al Gore and his merry band of Learjet liberals want you to do to support their cause. The book contains a list of, quote, 77 essential skills to stop climate change or live through it. On the list of many things they want you to do is number 14, green your home. Now, they suggest installing a composting toilet and air drying your laundry instead of using a dryer. We can only assume that they don't support having a zinc mine on your property. Number 35 instructs you to ride a bike, saying that if 1 million people replaced a 5-mile car trip once a week with a bike ride, we'd reduce CO2 emissions by 100,000 tons a year. Maybe they could just start with the Democrats on Capitol Hill. We haven't seen them biking to work, have you? The book also suggests taking a bath with someone else and building your new home out of straw. No, I'm not kidding. Remember, this book was published in conjunction with Al Gore's concert series. This is what he wants you to do to save the planet. Live in a straw house and bike to work. But Al Gore isn't biking to work now, is he? As you can see, Al Gore is flying in style. This video was shot on Sunday, August the 26th in San Francisco, California. But the flight originated in Nashville, Tennessee, and from there the vice president, his wife Tipper, who you can also see exiting the plane, flew to Camarillo Airport near Los Angeles, and from there on to San Francisco. Now, that's approximately 5.5 hours of flying time, covering more than 2,100 miles in just one day. Now, flying in a private plane is bad enough, but this model or private jet is even worse than that. This plane was a 1977 Gulfstream G-2B, we call it. Its twin engines are so loud that many airports won't even let it land at night. It has a 450-gallon gas tank that releases slightly more than 21 pounds of carbon dioxide emissions per gallon. That means for every hour of flying time, it emits 9,493 pounds of carbon dioxide. Now take those numbers and apply it to this one leg of Gore's trip. He flew from Nashville, Tennessee to Camarillo Airport in California, emitting more than 45,000 pounds of carbon dioxide. And then he flew from Camarillo to San Francisco, emitting another 10,000 pounds of carbon dioxide for a total of 55,000 pounds of the gas that the vice president said is putting the earth in peril. According to the EPA, the average car emits only 0.916 pounds of carbon dioxide per mile, which means to drive from Nashville to San Francisco without the stop in Los Angeles, the Gore family station wagon would only emit 1,800 pounds of carbon dioxide. So that means while Al Gore was flying his private plane from Nashville to California, the average American family could have loaded the kids and the family dog in a car and driven from Nashville to California and back more than 15 times. That's 15 times to equal the vice president's carbon footprint, and that's only one way. Maybe Al Gore should be reading his own handbook. Number 7 on the list is fly right. So we checked. There were some 112 commercial flying options that would have taken the family Gore from Tennessee to San Francisco that very day. But no, instead, Mr. Gore likes to tell us how to live our lives, how to ride a bike to work, how to wear a sweater inside to conserve heating bills, how to install a windmill in our backyard, and meanwhile, he flies around the country like a typical Learjet liberal. While he criticizes the communities of the world for putting our earth in peril, we would like to point out that Al Gore is throwing stones while living in a glass house. Of course, if you believe his hot air, then his house is actually made of straw. Now, we placed several phone calls to Al Gore's office this week asking for them to comment about our story and to see if the vice president had actually purchased his famous carbon credits for this trip. But as of the time of the show, they still haven't gotten back to us.